demo, and he's been really getting some crucial intro kills for his team. And he's actually going to deploy the HCXD, immediately spots one, make it 2 players. So he's going to immediately call this out to his team, and he's going to wrap around. He might come behind these players, might be able to find a kill, but more importantly, he gets the information that 2 are being fairly aggressive at this B bomb site. Going to come up right behind 1.
Oh,
Black Jacket going to save that guy. It's going to be Parasite down there.
Yeah, Black Jacket, excuse me, a little bit too strong. He got up right next to him and, well, doesn't get the kill, and Parasite utilizes that and gets the first blood for his team. So that pretty much was just a complete waste of the score streak, but of course, not to the point. Basically played bumper cars with the player's legs. Either way, though, Complexity in position to win their first round on defense. Ricky going to be able to pick up the second kill. It's going to be all to Merc and Study to do something crazy, but I don't think it's going to happen.
All right, so they're making way down the middle of the street. There's one player near the A-bomb site, another one near the back alley. A Study just trying to find a hole, and he will find one inside bricks. Merc does take down Nameless, but now he's in a 1-on-3, 20 seconds remaining on the clock. Bomb in the hand, challenges with the L-car Parasite with a good round. You know, I thought he was going to get taken down earlier there. Not only was he very injured by the HCXD, he got challenged by kill and managed to pick him off, stays alive, cleans up Merc in the end. Complexity answer back with putting up their first round of the game.
Yeah, and we just caught a glimpse of a very focused Parasite again. You know, a little bit of criticism. This is something Mr. X talked about long before today about when players care too much, and Parasite is one of those players that admittedly does that. He is very passionate about Call of Duty, but when he is focused, he can be completely locked in, and even when his team is working from the deficit, even after dropping map number 1, he's as focused as ever, trying to get the win, and of course still with that variable zoom SVG 100 trying to get that first blood.
So obviously the variable scope was integral part of sniping during Ghost. Parasite using 3x zoom here. There is a player over near top barn, but that guy is really not giving Parasite a chance. Maybe a shoulder peek here. Parasite, great patience shown by him, shuts down Killa, first blood in the game. And now this is going to open up things over at the B bomb site, or is it, as it's going to be a stack from the Nation squad near that site.
Well, of course, that bomb is going to go down. In the last round that Complexity won was due to a first blood from Parasite, so they're in good shape to do the exact same thing again. Of course, now it is going to be Nation trying to make moves. There is one player that's going on the full flank from Trains, but it looks like there's actually a player on Water Tower that didn't see him, but it looks like eventually that player is going to turn around. I think Parasite ended up catching Embos on the flank, and then, of course, for that final kill cam, Miracles able to shut down Merc in barn.
So that was interesting, right? You had 3 Nation players all set up near this B bomb site. Despite that, Complexity, they get the bomb down relatively easy, and then they even push up and take these guys out of their position. You see Miracles there in the round-ending kill cam. So Complexity, they lose the first 2 rounds. They answer back by winning 2 of their own. Let's see what Nation can do here to respond as they find themselves on offense. I'm going to move over to Study as he still has the sniper rifle in his back pocket.
You know, if any game has the makings of a round 11, though, it might as well be this one. I would love to see Killa and Parasite going at it. Of course, Study, though, gonna miss that first shot, but still pretty much standard stuff coming out of both sides. Defensive end, gonna be 2 stacking B, 2 stacking A. Then, of course, Nation on offense, just slow playing that B bomb side.
Yeah, good to see that Parasite has the confidence to try to make that play happen here on plan, but you see Killa just trying to find first blood near the middle of the street. Looks like Nation might be gearing up for a B push. But so far, I think Complexity, they got like all their bases covered. 2 at each bomb site, 1 on the A bomb, 1 on the back alley. I think for the most part, we've seen teams maybe favor the A bomb site a little bit more than the B one overall. As Kill spots one near top barn, going for the wall bang, does connect with a few shots, but no kill made just yet. Watch out for Study though, he's getting a little bit aggressive.
There's also a very important gunfight getting ready to go down inside of A. Miracles is 100 points away from his streaks, and of course he has this psychosis as well. Gonna win the first one, gets his streak, trying to go for the second one as well. Puts too many shots into the actual bomb site, so Killa shuts him down. Ricky, of course, though, gonna be there for the trade. Complexity is just gonna have a huge man advantage now, and Ricky gonna be able to pick up 2 that round, shutting Merc down for that final kill cam. But pretty nice bounce back of rounds right there from Complexity. Went down 2-0 and then won 3 in a row.
Yeah, just great job adapting to what Nation was throwing at them. You know, after those first 2 rounds, I thought Nation were gonna start to snowball this game out of effect, but Complexity doing a great job of just hanging in there. And my concern still stands. If Complexity lose this map, it's going to be rough for them. I do foresee some arguing happening, but so far so good. As Parasite, he's got the HCXD. He's got the heat wave available to use. And let's see if he could finally get a pick with this sniper rifle.
Yeah, and of course, Miracles also has that Psychosis prepped ready, and he just earned his HC card, so definitely something to keep in the back of your minds. And of course, Merc has that glitch as well, so if we're trying to keep track of all the specialists, that right now is the setting. But of course, that ever-important first blood did come in, this time in favor of Nation.
You see, Killa, he knows Parasite's watching this window. He's just trying to bait out the shot just by sliding back and forth, but Parasite just not going to let his position be known. So he's going to move up and try to make things happen. First blood did come in favor of Nation as Parasite just army crawling through the middle of the map. Let's see if he can make something happen here.
Very patient play coming out of Parasite. I feel the need to commentate it like golf, but no, gets the kill on Study, and that is going to even the odds. He throws a stun at Killa, and well, Killa had a gun prepped and ready to go, and of course, Miracles is going to be there for the trade, but Embos actually completely fails at the trade right there. Miracles just obliterates him, and that might honestly be the round changer unless Merc is able to clutch the 1v2, is able to shut down Miracles, and he's going to glitch right up into the window, and he is going to get killed very quickly.
Good attempt by Merc right there. Maybe he was just kind of guessing that Ricky... Well, Ricky, yeah, he knew where Ricky was. Glitched back, and then Ricky just, no hesitation, jumps right in through the top window, finds Merc. Good job by Complexity hanging on there. They're going to go up by 2 rounds.
I mean, that's honestly just a good job on both ends, though. Yeah. Merc gets left in a tough spot. Again, Miracles completely destroys Embo, so he doesn't get traded right away. Merc's getting shot in the back. Has to use the glitch. Perfect time to do so, but of course, Ricky just reacted a little bit too fast. Either way, though, Complexity now has won 4 rounds in a row. They are looking fantastic. Going to see if they can keep it going.
And now's about the time where all the players are starting to get their specialists available to use. Killa had that active camo, decided not to pop it just yet as Embos get stunned out. 2 players dropping, make it 3 players dropping very quickly for Nation, and all of a sudden it's all up to Embos. He's 1 and 4, not having the best of games. HCXD comes from behind, cleans him up. Complexity now find themselves 1 round away from closing out this map and tying up the series.
I was not prepared for that HC car at all. Like, we're omniscient and we can see the entire map all at once with like a very clear X-rayed view, but that caught me off guard. The player was clearly just baiting at him, shooting in a small door, catching the attention, and then Ricky goes on the flank with an explosive car.
All right, so now it's going to be up to Nation. They won the first 2 rounds of the game, haven't won a single one since. You know, Killa's been playing pretty well. They've been finding some opportunities here and there. It's came down to a few clutch situations, and there we go. That's the Embos I want to see. Gets first ball in the nameless, just going to back up, relays the information to his teammates. You know, I think they might be pushing towards the A-bomb side. He's going to get some help from Killa over here. Still has that active camo available to use.
Still, though, that bomb going towards A. Merc, of course, for Nation, just going to be watching the flank. And, well, Killa, again, that's a problem with active camo. You're actually still visible. It's not perfect invisibility. So, of course, a little bit of a turnaround right there for Complexity. They were down 4 men to 3. Now they're up 3 men to 2. Going to be all up to Merc and Study to clutch. But as you said it before, Killa is the one putting in the most work for the squad. So this would now honestly be the perfect time for either one of these players to step up. And, well, neither one of them is going to do it. Complexity, they just won 6 rounds in a row. They look pretty good.
Yeah, really everybody but Nameless on Complexity playing a phenomenal match. Ricky 6 and 2, 8 and 4 for Miracles. Parasite 10 and 3. They looked a little bit shaky in the first 2 rounds, but they come back and win 6 straight. So Complexity looking like they're getting a bit more comfortable up here on the stage. Let's go ahead and throw it over to Chobra and the analysis desk to get their thoughts on that search and destroy.
Thank you, and as we see Complexity tying the series up 1-1, I just want to start things off by saying I think for now we can all conclude that active camos, it's a little questionable.
We're like, oh, he's using the camo. He's got a chance. He has got 1 burst and invisible.
And I pointed it out too. We were sitting here, and he pops it, and I'm like, guys, we're about to see active camo, and like, he just gets shot.
Just
right
evaporated.
Yeah, and you know, as the commentators were saying, you can still see them if you're really paying attention. But
that's the main thing.
I don't think that's the way you use it, though.
When you think back to older games that had camo and first-person shooters, like all the way back to like Combat Evolved type stuff, where it was kind of grainy. You had 30 FPS. It's hard to see them because you're playing on a CRT. Yeah, we're playing in 60 FPS on high-definition televisions now, mostly on monitors. It's not that hard to pick it out.
Yeah, I don't think even at the professional level you're just going to be able to pop it and then run down
it's a
alleyway.
Yeah, I think that was more just kind of a I got to do something.
Any type of movement down that alleyway you're going to kind of spot. So I don't think that was
hilarious. We were just like, oh, he's finally going to use it.
And then after I saw him use it, I was like, I don't know if that's the way you probably should have went about
Probably not. I think we can roll that one out.
Yeah, no, but very good comeback by Cole.
Yeah.
Map number 2, bounce back strong. I think a lot of people probably at home were like, oh, this is it. They're going to crumble. It's going to be a huge upset.
Yeah.
They kind of reset everything with a win in game 2.
Well, that's what's impressive, too, because typically if you drop game 1 when you felt like you should have won, the hardest part is kind of getting off to a good start in game 2. They lost the first 2 rounds. Then just said, bam, 6 straight.
Yeah.
That's what you call composure. That's what you call
yeah.
keeping it together, and that's what you get with veteran, experienced players, some world champs, just incredible stuff.
Yeah, let's take a look at some highlights from that game as we continue to talk about Complexity and how they made that work. On the other side, at the same time, just the way that Complexity was winning, we start to see after each round, Merc wasn't feeling so good. He had a little bit of a frown on his face, and you could see that Nation was getting a little shaken up.
There was one round where Miracles had like, how many kills? Like 2, 3, and he actually turned in that one guy.
Right here. It was this round.
Yeah,
it was this round. He ends up being in the corner here. It's right after that. I think he just destroys someone. I thought he actually had kinetic armor because he just crushed him. I was
no, but he didn't.
It was
he just crushed the guy.
Whoever the other player was got first shot. Then you heard Miracles just light up over there. Like, you see me crush that fool. You hear him getting excited and stuff. He was animated on his feet. It was just impressive stuff there. You know, honestly, big one-on-one gunfight wins are big just that's a big momentum swinger. That can change the series very quickly, just that hype, that energy that comes to the roster.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And I think another thing I want to touch upon is glitch. We kept talking about, do you just kind of preemptively use it or not? Merc tried to have a huge play on it, but at the same time, you start to mind game yourself. You're like, all right, now that I've glitched back, do I try to fake him even more? Like, what do you do there?
It almost worked.
Almost did.
I mean, he had a choice whether to look that side window in the top barn or that front window. He looks side. Ricky comes through the front.
Yeah.
He chooses to look through the front. That's our exciting glitch play of the day right there.
Absolutely.
That might be a momentum changer in that search.
It can be disorienting. You know, you think Back to the Future, you hop in the DeLorean, you hit the time travel. You don't know where you end up. That's how I feel with glitch sometimes. You hit it, I don't know where I'm facing. I don't know where I am. What am I looking at? Because it doesn't seem, no one's kind of figured out exactly where you're going to be, like the timing on it, how many steps it is. I swear I've been running forward. I've hit it before, and I go back, but I'm facing the other direction. It's loopy, man. Time travel's a crazy thing.
Yes, you never know what to expect. You can land anywhere at any time. This is true. But I think the other thing too, also we noted as we were watching was the M8 was banned, so ICR came out. We saw Killa trying to utilize that, and he had a good start with it.
I want to say Kill's been playing very well.
Yeah. We kind of joked about the active camo part, but his gun skill has been kind of what you would expect from the guy. And now we're going into the ban and protect for uplink. The score has been tied up 1-1 in the series for the best of 5.
So much action on the pistols early and all the ban and protect phases. I think really after that, I would say it's the Elevate match. I think that's probably the one we've seen the most action with it. You see the Vesper gone as well. And we were talking a little bit. It would be kind of crazy. Does somebody go for a ban on the VMP? Do you force somebody to switch up some other types of subs?
Where I think it would be nice, you know, the reason you see the Pharaoh just got protected. You were just talking about why the Pharaoh hasn't been used.
So here's the thing. Okay, so rapid fire's gone. Okay, that's what I was going to say. I was like, you give Nation the option. Do they waste a protect on the VMP?
Right.
Or do you get rid of it next? And Nation doesn't protect it, it goes right away.
I think that should play out a little bit differently. I think if you're going to protect the Pharaoh, wait until, or ban the VMP, do it at the end. I would just ban the VMP when you see Rapid Fire hasn't been taken out. So let's say it's one of your final couple picks, you see Rapid Fire is still there, because the Pharaoh really, when it's most dominant, is when you can use Rapid Fire with it. But now we're going to get to see it used. You don't have a VMP, you don't have Vesper. That's what you got to rock,
right? But I think this is what Matt was saying during the break was that, but if you are practicing with it without Rapid Fire, you put that onus on there. You say, all right, either you ban Rapid Fire or you give me a gun that everyone agrees is pretty strong.
It's similar to the change, the kind of nerf you saw with the XR2 early in the game. Just that rate of fire was reduced in a really noticeable way. Like even like kind of a 0.2 seconds feels like a major difference with the guns.
But you get a lot of range with it.
Yeah.
Pharaoh's really good at range.
Well, that and the Razorback are two really good kind of medium
do we see a
range
Razorback?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean,
it's just not that good close range, but you hit that and the Pharaoh. When you get to that kind of medium range, the Razorback and the Pharaoh can really step it up a notch.
Well, what do you think is more viable in your guys' opinion? You know, Razorback, just how it is, or the Pharaoh without rapid fire?
I mean, at the same time,
I think they're pretty. I think they're pretty similar, kind of honestly. Without rapid fire and the Pharaoh, I think that's
the Razorback shoots pretty slow. I still think the Pharaoh might shoot faster.
Oh, I think
Like,
it definitely shoots faster because the Razorback definitely, it just feels like an AR when you shoot it. Just the sound, the rate of fire, everything about it kind of feels
it's
like
you're going from any other automatic AR to the Man of War. It's kind of how it feels going to the Razorback.
Yeah.
It really slows down quite a bit, but can be, again, very effective. I mean, you can gun people at range with that Razorback at times. I mean, it's not the Razorback of the beta. We remember that thing, slicing and dicing everybody. It was the gun of choice for sure. But let's see if we have any come out.
Do we see a Weevil?
I wanted to put that out there, but
no, Matt, we
I
don't.
already threw it out there earlier in the day. I don't want to go down that
I tried. I can imagine the chat is chanting for Weevils at this point.
Out of the 5 of us here, if anyone's going to vote for it, I mean, I'm voting for the Weevil all the time. I'd protect that Weevil if I was in the game.
I've played the game now for like 3.5 days, like game time.
Playtime, yeah.
I've used almost every gun, especially during the WEXP week, and I was grinding every gun. The only gun I have never made a class with is the Weevil. I swear, I've never even
lives and dies by the Weevil.
Give it some love, man. I've tried the Weevil with a suppressor. I've tried it with extended mags. Like, I've done everything with it, man. And I'll let you know, I haven't found the golden answer yet, but I'll find the combination.
There's some combination out there that will work.
Yeah, 8 attachments with primary gunfighter 5.
Hey, you never know. I'm going to make it work, but for now, probably not going to see it. But the Pharaoh here, with that protect, most likely going to see Parasite try to pick that, or at least someone on that team complexly clearly had that set up for their bans and protects. Again, scores tied 1-1. This could go either way. I'd step back to square one.
Yeah, I think Uplink requires a lot of teamwork. I think this Cole team is very well practiced. They've been playing together for a while, like we've been saying. You'd expect them to win it. I say expect because Nation played really well in that first respawn. Big game from Study could sway things.
Well, it's going to be a lot of what we've seen. It's come down to just dominant ARs in this game type. Players that really go off, able to get streaks, able to lock down that kind of top concave above where the drone spawns. I switch the call for players are all using different calls. We don't talk about that dominant position where you can sort of head glitch that angle and go off with the AR. Who's going to be the guy for you, Matt, from either team that really needs to post monster numbers here to control that mid-map?
I think Nameless for complexity.
Okay.
I think he's going to have to put up some big numbers. And then, like I said, I think you're going to see Study or Merc, one of those two guys put up some nice numbers.
All right, let's find out which team's going to get that head start here in this uplink. Will it be Nation or will it be Complexity? In game, it will be Revenant Chance bringing you the action.
Yeah, I think we could all agree that we may never see a Weevil in a competitive play. But Chance, I think this might be the first uplink we've seen today that has overdrive allowed.
Well, another crazy thing that's going in, there's actually not a single SMG right now for the Nation squad. So they lose the Vesper, they lose the VMP, and they say, screw it, we'll go 4 ARs. I believe it was Mbos that actually had the Kuda pulled out for just a second, but he did switch away from it. And then, of course, there are 2 Pharaohs right now for Complexity, and then I think Parasite's rocking the Shiva, and then, of course, Ricky keeping it classic, rocking the M8. But either way, weird start to this game already, just before the ban protects.
I think that's fine, though. I think Nation on this side of the map, they want to play like a more control style of uplink. And plus, the RK5 was protected, so they always have that to rely on for these close-range engagements. And Merc just starting off on a hot streak. He gets 5 kills in a row.
Oh, good God.
Already starting to work towards those score streaks as Nation starting to push up with the drone in hand.
Oh, now you can see he's actually, well, for a second, Mo was trying to make it work with the pistol. He is going to get shut down, though. Now kills just flying back and forth. That drone down in a bit of a sticky situation. However, Complexity able to outslay their opponent. Now they're going to have an opportunity with Parasite has that drone in hand to make moves through the map.
Yeah, the Pharaoh's like a little mini M8 in the hands of Miracles, but you saw, I think it was Study trying to go for the 1-point play, just kind of bounced off the building, missed a little bit. Miracles now has the drone in hand. Is he going to choose to go for a 1-point play? No, he's not. Trying to make his way all the way in the back, going for the 2. Okay, he's just going to get the easy toss in it, and that's a good start from Complexity. As now Ricky trying to return fire towards top AC with the M8. Switch it over to RK5. He's getting pushed out. It's going to be Nation on the offensive here, trying to take control of the drone area. And so far, actually, Chance, I didn't get a chance to ask you, what do you think? Who do you think is going to take this map?
Honestly, I kind of had to agree with what the analysts are saying. I figured Complexity is going to be a little bit of a more well-put-together team. But again, we saw the first hard point. Nation is nothing to shy away at. And even the start that Merc just had, he is still letting it ride just a little bit, leading the lobby and slaying. But of course, now Nameless is actually showing up. Someone who's struggled in the S&D. He's also matching Merc at 7-4, but again, very closely contested series, I would have to imagine. However, Complexity able to bump up the lead just a little bit more. Now 2-0.
Well, there you guys go. Killa has a Kuda, and he's got a smoke on his class. So I really got to see how he's going to make this work. I believe Embos, he's got overdrive to use. You could definitely, I think everybody could see the use this specialist has in a game mode like Uplink. And I'm curious to see when he's going to decide to pop it.
Well, when he has that mate in hand, not sure if he's going to be trying to take full advantage of that. Of course, Complexity now in a spot to make another play. It looks like they're going to be hitting the two. Of course, as you pointed out, Nameless in the perfect position to get those spawn kills. Of course, Study doesn't care about anything I had to say. Shuts Nameless down instantaneously, but again, not before Complexity is able to rack up the score. And of course, Ricky in a prime position to get another 1-point play. Just going to rebuild that armor just a tad, and then he's going to jump straight over. Parasite actually able to come and support the patient play out of Complexity. And of course, that communication has to be on point to recognize that, and that is now 3 down in Complexity's favor, in a perfect position to rally the score even further. They're now passing the drone up the map. That's another 2-point play. Complexity up 8-0.
Nation need to stop this ASAP. They need to rotate back, regain control of their base. And Parasite, he went on something like a 6 or a 7 speed there before he got taken down. So he's starting to heat up, and you can't allow that to happen. If Parasite's allowed to take over a game like that, it's not going to be fun. But Nation, how do they respond to this? They're down by 8 already with a minute 30 remaining in this first half.
Well, they just got to weather the storm. I think the most we've seen so far is Optic Gaming was able to score 18 points on this side in about 4 minutes and 15 seconds, give or take. So Nation definitely isn't going to be out of it going into the second side. They just have to put together a formal-like performance, but of course, only 8 points. They can make it happen, but they just have to stop the bleeding. Of course, so now you're going to see Parasite trying to swim as much as he can. He's going to be a little Michael Phelps, and he's going to be able to get a pick and get out of there. Still, though, he is eventually going to get dropped by the hands of Merc.
And here comes Miracles putting in some work with that Pharaoh. He's got Psychosis available to use here, and here comes the overdrive for Nameless. So he's going to pick up the drone and immediately just go. It might go a little too far. Okay, there you go. I was a little bit worried because the momentum also carries into the drone zone as well, but that's an easy 1-point play for Nameless. Now he's looking to slay. So Nameless and Miracles both using the Pharaoh here as Parasite's going to push forward, might look to take control of AC here. Sight being pulled out by Ricky, doing a lot of damage, takes down Merc and Study. Parasite finds the third. Drone being carried in by Miracles. He's going to be a bit disoriented here, but he's going to go ahead, jump in, and gets the dunk.
Yeah, I was going to say that's only going to be a 1-point play, and then Ricky pulled out the scythe, and that was a game changer. Picked up 2 kills, and that pretty much guarantees that your opposing team, Nation, in this situation is going to spawn out. Now, of course, Complexity, they're going to be going for another 1-point toss, and well, we saw FaZe was pretty good at those interceptions, but it is not going to come in there, and Complexity really ran the score up on this side. They might even be able to get a statement on it for 13. That's not going to be the case. Ricky is just going to pass it to Merc, and then rip his face off, and then he almost gets the third. Finally gets shut down, but Complexity looked fantastic on side number 1.
Yeah, you see the Nation guys on your screen just shaking their head. They know they messed up there. As a Complexity, they took full advantage of this first side. They got their ideal setup. They had the passes going. They got a couple of dunks, capitalized when they had the opportunity for those 1-point throws. You saw Nameless getting a couple there. And now you see the Complexity guys. This is what we expected from them, you know, coming into full form, their teamwork showing in full effect. But look, Nation can definitely do the exact same thing to Complexity. I don't think they're out of it just yet.
They need to stay composed, and it would not hurt at all if Merc gets off to a hot start once again. Started last side 5-0, ran through them, and they weren't able to score because of it. Complexity was just too strong on the defensive side of things. Now, though, well, Merc not going to go on the 5-kill streak. He's going to get dropped. It is a little bit back and forth off the break. Complexity, though, already with that drone in hand.
Yeah, I think they might just go for the 1-point play here. Ricky off the wall run tries to throw that one in, and he will get the score. So not the best start from Nation, and I almost forgot about the amazing start Merc had. You know, at the beginning of the game, Nation were clearly in the advantage, but everyone just slowed down from there, as now we're watching Miracles with the Pharaoh in hand. 3 down for Nation. There's really just not much they can do right now.
Honestly, I would say Complexity, if they really wanted to, could pick up the drone, run it back to their spawn, hang out for 45 seconds, and then just go for the reset. But no, they're just pouring on the pressure. They are keeping Nation absolutely turtled up in their base. And of course, that drone is down not too far from the portal now. They are going to be able to take care of this, but now you can even see a little bit of back and forth. They don't know where to run this. They can't decide where to wrap. Now, of course, they're choosing the right side of the map, but one player dropped in that that time already, and they're not going to be able to make anything happen. Now they need to get that reset. Okay. It looks like it does come in, or else that could have been a costly mistake. But that's 30 seconds down the drain, and Nation does not have the time to waste.
You know, I don't mind the idea of like trying to force a rotation from the other team to the other side of the map as you thought off, but Nation just didn't have anybody there for the drone respawn. But a couple players do go down for complexity. It's going to be Miracles just trying to hold down the AC. Still has the Psychosis smoke grenades not being deployed by Nation as they are starting to push or at least starting to gain control of the area outside of the drone. Nobody really there to pick it up and start moving it forward. Just both these teams trading kills and fighting for this position, moving over to Study. He's trying to fend off the aggression from complexity and wait for his teammates to help him out as they push forward.
Yeah, Nation desperately needed to get into the base of their opponent, and complexity just took their time on the defensive stand and pretty much won all of their gunfights. I think Nameless even popped his Psychosis and was able to take down Merc right after he pulled out that Annihilator. So complexity just doing too good of a job on each of the sides. They take the side that Optic Gaming ran the score upon. They did exactly that. They take the side that TK was on, but they play calm, they play passive, and they just don't let Nation get anything going. Playing about as perfectly as you could ask.
You know, Embos has had this overdrive ready to use for a good amount of time now. I would have liked to seen him pop it at the first chance he got, just to maybe either get a dunk out of it or at least gain some positioning behind enemy lines and help your team push through that glass side of the map. As it stands right now, Nation, they just can't keep up in the Slayer department. You got Ricky, 21 and 15, Parasite, 24 and 15. Not really much Miracles has to do aside from support the drone carrier. It's going to be Nameless with that overdrive in hand. And look how fast he's going. He's going to just go around the back towards the helipad. That's an easy one-point play for him. Parasite pops the vision pulse, but he gets taken down. That is 3 down for complexity. And now Nation, they're allowed to just walk out of their base.
Yep, and Ricky has got his sight back in hand, and well, he's going to continue to do damage with it. It looks like he's going to be able to pick up a 3rd kill on Merc as well. So absolutely nothing going right now.
All right, Rick.
Except for complexity is absolutely destroying in this moment. They're going to be able to get some more points on the board. It looks like another dunk is going to come in, and well, this game is far past desperation mode. It is pretty much all but over. I know there's a minute and a half left, but how could you not imagine complexity is just going to do anything but run the score up even further?
Ricky's got everybody on the team of Nation to shoot at, putting shots into just about every single player. No kill made just yet, but I think it's clear when it comes down to uplink complexity, they're just the more practiced team. As Miracles, he's going to deploy the Psychosis. Will get taken down as Merc. Merc's been playing very well, man, but it's just not an individual game. It all comes down to your team performance, and Nation, they don't even have a single point on the board.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, you talk about playing well. Parasite right now, 29 and 18, and of course, he's not done. And Ricky was quite a bit behind in terms of kills, or at least behind Parasite. He is all the way
that
up.
Scythe, man, and just destroyed everything.
Absolutely insane stuff he was able to pull out. Pretty much, probably one of the best use of the specialists that we have seen so far. Of course, it's pretty much just rack up kills at this point just to see how many you can get, but still putting in work. Parasite, though, going to be the first one to break that 30 margin. Not sure if Ricky's going to be able to follow suit, but either way, complexity, again, just fantastic performance on EVAC.
Yeah, this game was just a blowout in every sense of the word. Merc, he's the only one on his team positive. He's 28 and 20. You make it 29 and 20. Like, what more can you do? You're picking up kills here and there on the map, but you guys just weren't able to really even get near the goal of complexity. I didn't even see them, like, push towards the other side of the map. For this entirety of the game, they were stuck in their spawn just trying to defend their base, and that's going to do it. A 16-0. Complete blowout there, Chance.
Yeah, completely controlling performance. Basically just left their foot on the gas pedal the entire time. There was no shakiness about that game at all. I feel like they could replay this map another 20, 30 times in a row, and we'd see pretty much the same outcome. Of course, though, that's going to be it for us just for the moment. Will Chobra still looking good, as he has the entire day. And, of course, the pink-shirted duo, not too bad either. Take it away, guys.
The pink shirt duo, I do love it. The color coordination, great. But 16?
You look good, buddy.
Thanks, man. That for me was like, all right. Hopefully we have some international viewers right now, because that was almost, I don't know if those of you who followed soccer, follow football.
I thought you were talking about the comment. Chance made. I was like, I don't know where you're going with this.
If you watch a team, watch a team like Barcelona play, or like a Spain national team in their prime. Okay. They have like 70% possession. The opposing teams constantly in their third. What did we just watch? They couldn't get out of their base, man. They were just pinned on their third of the map. Complete drone possession was constantly for complexity. My sports references are getting out of hand, but I'm going to keep them coming.
I mean, the game wasn't close at all. Start to finish, the game wasn't close at all. I mean, it was just
that
is
a very simple way to put it.
To say. I mean, the first half
I try to be much more elegant and complicated.
Cole has blown them out. The second half ends. It's still a blowout. I mean, we can take a look at
Yeah, we'll get some highlights up here, but I think this also tosses that question out where it's like, hey, what's the good side on an evac? It's like, well, I mean, it really depends on a team.
If you play like that, any side can be the good side.
Well, to be fair, on the strong side, I think they had an 11, 12-point advantage for the first side. But they did kind of, you would think, well, I want to say maybe they took their foot off the gas a little bit, but you heard them communicating. Even that second side when the game was basically over, they were passionate. They were into it. Ricky at one point made 17 callouts within 3 seconds. They were fired up and going hard.
He made a lot of callouts and meant the same exact thing. But, you know, I actually heard Parasite say to the rest of their team after that game, he's like, look, we banned the VMP, and look what happens to Killa. Like, Killa fell, like, his stats went way down after that VMP ban. Did we see it again going into CTF?
Killa did resort to all the way to the Kuda. He was like trying out the Kuda, and then he came back to the Pharaoh.
Yeah.
He was bouncing around because he couldn't make up his mind on, okay, what's my next go-to? Because no one's really challenged that idea of banning the VMP yet.
It's Weevil time, Killa.
Hey, I'm all for it, man.
No,
Show me the way, Killa.
I don't think that's going to happen, but, you know, he tried it again. The Kuda just wasn't really working for him. Everyone else pretty much went that route of the Pharaoh. It's funny because, you know, we haven't really talked about that much at all today. Of course, you bring it up right before this map. That's when you talk about it, and that's what ends up happening is you get that VMP ban.
You know, I had natural instincts as a player, you know, maybe on analysis as well. Maybe I can just project the future, see the future, maybe.
I hope you trip and break your 2 front teeth on the way out tonight.
As long as you can speak fluently tomorrow, I'm okay with whatever happens after the show.
Hey, Jack had off today. I'll take off tomorrow.
Fair enough. But Complexity was looking good, and like you said, parents are kind of pointing that out that, hey, maybe we're getting a little bit in their heads, throwing them off their comfort zone, and that's all you need when this Nation team is that you let them be comfortable, they're going to be on fire. But if not, it's a little questionable.
Right, so I think you're going to see pretty much that same thing from Cole. I think you're going to see them go after that VMP again. Does Nation protect it?
Yeah, and do you ban it first then because you think they might protect it?
I mean, if Nation protects, like, this is where we start to get into the mind games, right? Because, like, Cole...
That's what I love.
They cannot... Like, you can risk it if you're Nation, go all the way down to the end, and then if they get rid of it, I mean, you get another subpar game, your SMGs are thrown off again, or do you waste a protect when they weren't going to do it again?
I have a question. Then do you maybe even go further as Nation and say, you know what, you can just wait, and if they ban the VMP, ban the Pharaoh? Because that was kind of the go-to, right? Because if they protect the Pharaoh first, then you can just protect the VMP, right?
But then you end up with a Vesper, and they don't want Vespers.
Yeah, but to a degree,
keep going with this one.
let's think about the map we're talking about. We're talking about Stronghold CTF.
True,
this is going to be very, very heavy AR, I would think.
Yeah.
Are you going to get some aggression with subs? You know, heck, we saw Remy, I think, busting out in Argus at some point, rocking that shotgun. But for the most part, you're going to see 2 to 3 M8s if it's not banned, right? You're going to see a lot of AR, especially because this map, lots of long lanes, lots of power positions. You're talking top window, getting there broken at the wall. There's a lot of different spots you can get. I got to think this will be a much more focus on ARs, right?
You probably. Yeah. I think you'll definitely see high caliber go.
Oh, yeah.
If you're Nation, do you contemplate, like, hey, we need to throw a wrench at Cole, try and mess them up a little bit? Do you ban stock?
I was thinking about the movie Dodgeball when they're tossing the wrenches at them.
You can dodge a ball.
Clinton's thoughts go a little bit in a different direction every time, but it's okay. Now, it is going to be interesting, and I like that you brought that up, because except for that mansion, you know, both upstairs and downstairs, it is pretty much all, you know, longer lanes, longer range shots that you're looking for. But in that mansion, anything goes, right? Aqua branded that Argus, like you mentioned earlier. He brought it with the overkill. It got its job done in terms of annoying the other team. He didn't necessarily put up the highest numbers, but it was there.
Yeah, the one good thing here, you have, you know, Uplinks and newer game mode. You have a very, very veteran kind of old school team, or really on either side, but CTF, I think, may play to the strengths of Nation a bit better. At the same time, I think they play to complexity as well, is what's scary. But I give Nation more of a chance in this one for sure. I don't think it'll be a blowout like the uplink.
No.
This isn't going to be a 3-0, 4-0 game. I think this will be a much, much closer game.
I definitely think that as well. You know, Killa and Merc, two very good CTF players historically in Call of Duty. The guys on complexity, obviously, all four of them, very talented as well. And I believe you're going to see the first ban coming in. It's going to be that Ruin Overdrive.
Yeah.
At a Merc, and it looks like you're going to see an L-car protected at a Miracle. So usually we see a gun. Now we're
that
see
makes that makes me think you're going to focus then on the rifles if you're going to go with the L-car. So there you go, high caliber. You talked about the fact that'll potentially be banned. And again, it's just because of the size of this map. One of the larger maps, especially when you're talking again about those line of sights here with the rifles. We'll see as they continue through. We can see the next one is going to be rapid fire. That's going to come in and be taken off the board. That one not surprising me at all either.
Yeah, well, it sounds like there's not going to be too many changes afterwards. I mean, once you protect that L card too, I think both teams just kind of agree, all right, we're probably most of us are going to use that L card. We really don't have to worry about trying to ban out like these other subs.
There's no reason to ban, you know, the RK5 or MR6 at this point. I think it would just be a waste. And
completely
smoke,
a waste. I mean,
that's going to go.
Best pistol for most.
Concussions, that's going to go as well. So going to get some of the tacticals out.
All right.
Here's where things could get interesting. You know, Parasite and Killa. I mean, it's fate, right? These guys are the last two to ban or protect. I expect these two maybe wait each other out. Killa just going to go and ban the Vesper right away. And now this leaves Parasite to kind of do what he wants.
He says, you know, why not?
You heard him say, like I said, Killa, you know, 15-23, without the VMP, he gets rid of it right there at the end.
Well, if it wasn't going to be a heavy AR game to begin with, it sure is now.
Yeah, with the VMP out, I mean, anyone who was thinking about running the VMP is going to heavily consider might as well just go AR on a map like this. The Pharaoh, of course, is open. You didn't need to protect it, so we might see that return
the
a little
bit. The Weevil's open as well?
The Weevil is open. I like that you keep bringing it up because I can't wait to see it in this game.
You still have stock on the board, and you have the L-car protected. So that M8 with stock L-car combo is... It's basically you're sort of rocking a mini sub and an AR at the same time. Plus you have that added movement speed when you're aiming down the sights with the M8. I think we're going to see a lot of that for sure. Were there any specialists there, Matt, that really stood out for you?
You know, Vision Pulse coming out from both sides seems to be a popular one today. You see his sights from both sides. I mean, it's the same up and down from both teams, so it's just a little bit of a different order.
I think I like Vision Pulse because how many times do we see it on this map where you spawn out, you know there's a player somewhere in that opposite side of your base that's lurking somewhere, forcing you to spawn out. Vision Pulse could also obviously be really good, I think, defensively, too, just kind of clearing out your base from time to time, and in top apartment, because that ends up being where you have all those kind of two-on-two engagements.
Back in Black Ops 2, you were able to just select the MPs when you spawned up in CTF. You threw them back at your base. If you got a hit marker, you knew somebody was back there. Vision Pulse is pretty much at free, like, hey, let me pop it, look back at my flag, see if anybody's there. Okay, nope, let's just keep going. And we honestly, we haven't seen a lot of people throw, like, you know, EMPs or stun check their base on CTF. I think we'll probably start to see that more as the game meta develops. And, you know, I believe concussions are gone.
Smokes are gone.
Smokes are gone as well. You know, maybe we see flashes, something like that.
Potentially, you know, we didn't have a TAC mask banned, but I'm assuming everyone's going to be at least have one TAC mask class. I don't think it's going to run all that frequently because you've seen these tacticals banned pretty darn frequently. I mean, that hasn't really had to be a focus, I don't think, for most of these classes that they're setting up. But that's where I can't wait till you get you know, during some of these interviews down the road when we start getting in and talking to these players and you hear, you know, why something went wrong and you hear just someone forgot to make a class with task mask or you forget this stuff because it's way more dynamic now.
Yeah, those people will be teamless pretty quick.
but you know it's going to happen at least once.
Without question.
Happen.
I didn't realize that rapid fire wasn't banned. Like that stuff's going to happen for sure.
You just didn't think to edit it.
You didn't realize you don't have a team anymore.
Yeah, you have no classes, no team. That's a bad way to go. So hopefully all the players out there really just, Matt, you're given the 90 seconds. Make use of all of it, please. You know, you go through all of it. Make sure you have at least, you know, 2 or 3 that you can jump back and forth with. And we saw, you know, again, Killa at least made use of that, where he was like, all right, I've got the Kuda, I've got the Pharaoh. He didn't really feel comfortable in either, but he made the options available.
And you got to spread your tacticals out throughout the team, right? I mean, you look at it in a big picture. Each team has 20 classes to work with. You know, you can, you know, play around. You know, some people rock the EMPs. Everyone should have like a stun class, smokes, flashes. Just use everything.
Yeah, I mean, because you get those score streaks coming in. what everyone switches to EMPs and say, oh, now until we die, we don't have any concussions and whatnot. Well, game is ready. It's going to be that capture the flag on Stronghold. Will we see Nation bounce back? Let's find out. We're Revit and Chance.
All right, guys, thank you very much. So with the Elk card being protected, I do agree with the analysts. I think we're going to see a lot more AR-heavy game. And first thing I wanted to do is hop over to Killa. See, what was he going to do on his class? Because that BMP was banned. We saw him struggle a little bit in that uplink game because that gun wasn't allowed. So he's going to switch over to the ICR. But he always has that Elk card to fall back to. And all 4 players go down at the start. For Nation, as we switch over to Ricky, he's going to be pushing through the hangar as he progresses towards that Nation flag.
I honestly really can't believe that he's rocking the ICR as well. Obviously, it is a very balanced assault rifle category, but I do think the M8 is going to be a clear favorite opposed to it. And you can see pretty much everyone on the map choosing rock the M8. Again, it is for a reason. Of course, now Miracles, well, he is going to be one of the last players alive on the map entirely, and he is going to be able to get a flagpole. The question is, can he get out? He's got players flying from bunker. If he had been a little bit quicker to the punch, maybe he would have been able to get the flag out, but again, he was by himself. There's only so much he can do.
You know, it was that slight hesitation he had when he initially looked over towards the hangar spawn. He's like, I know these guys are going to spawn here. They didn't spawn up just yet, and then he went towards the flag. It gave him that extra, like, 1.5 seconds, the window for Nation to shut him down. But moving over to Ricky, he's making another push towards the flag. He's going to grab this one, spots one player in front of him. It's going to be Embos once again. A clutch stop by him as he's getting pressured once again from the fire pit. So at the beginning of this game, it's pretty clear that map control is in favor of Complexity. For the most part, these Nation players are stuck in the back of their base.
Yeah, of course. Now Ricky and Parasite going to be the players up right now for Complexity. It looks like they had another opportunity to touch the flag. Parasite gets it for all of half a second before he gets dropped. And of course, that's not going to be very beneficial. Once again, Ricky, though, appearing that he's going to be a bit of a sneaky beaver trying to cause problems. But you can see Merc now going on the hunt. Ricky has been in this exact same situation before. So now Merc, of course, again, as you said, kind of a veteran player, going to be smart enough to take him down. And of course, Merc saw him got off to a hot start earlier. Now he is on a 3 streak, but of course, only sitting at 4 and 3.
That's that veteran game sense right there. He's like, you know what? We haven't really seen Ricky in a while. Maybe he's just hanging out over here in the match, and they go ahead and find him. So now it's down to Complexity. They're playing a bit of a defense as it's going to be like a kind of like a 2-on-2 situation here at the Complexity flag. Parasite just playing some defense with his teammate Miracles, and Nation, they're just content with holding the map control they have until their teammates push up and they can make a coordinated push for the Complexity flag.
Yeah, of course, a lot of pressure Complexity has been putting on, but a lot of solid defensive stands. Of course, you know, there was the one opportunity, potentially Miracles, if he had been a little bit quicker to get it out, but again, he would have had 3 players chasing at his heels. Now, though, it is going to be for the fight a little bit just for control. I think right now Complexity has the player pushed up most aggressively. That was Nameless, and Embos is going to be able to catch him off guard. So now Complexity going back to a bit of a methodical push. You see one player kind of hanging out in mansion, one player watching the bunker flanking Parasite, making sure that he's got rocks covered. So all angles are going to be taken into account from the boys on Complexity. Of course, Nation more or less has the exact same type of setup. Of course, though, there was one player that was able to sneak by through mansion.
Nobody has an SMG chance. 7 M8s and 1 ICR seems to be the deal, but everybody has that L-core as their secondary. Merc, once again, smart rotation back, finds Ricky, and now he has that vision pulse to use. So you heard the analyst saying a couple different ways you could use that vision pulse. You know, maybe if you spawn out, you rotate back, you're looking for that sneaky player in the back of your flag. You could also use it aggressively. You could also use it in a stalemate situation. So I could see a lot of use coming out of vision pulse here as Merc. He's just looking to control the mansion side of the map. Will run into Parasite there, so Study goes ahead, rotates over. He's going to fight this, but more Complexity players near the area. Solid shots as he takes down Miracles. And both these teams really just trading kills. There have been some opportunities for both teams to get a flag touch. Miracles has came the closest, though, to getting it out of the base.
Yeah, you're seeing really passive play coming out of Nation. I mean, we just watched Merc, you know, he got up to the halfway point of the map and ran all the way back to his base just to try and catch a player that was sneaking around inside of the mansion. Of course, it worked out for him. No flag captain come in, but a pretty lackluster first half, I would say. 44 seconds left. Flag has been touched a few times, but hasn't been pulled more than 20 feet away from the flag peg.
Yeah, Killa's having a bit of a rough start to this game. 2-7, still trying to feel out the ICR. I wonder if he has an M8 class. I know he really liked the AN94 and Black Ops 2, so I think that's why he's choosing the full auto AR here. But Merc continued to impress as Killa whips out the L car, looking for more kills over near the Complexity base. But time's starting to wind down, and it's looking like we might go into the half at a 0-0 score. It's going to be a last-ditch effort by Embos. He's got the flag out. No overdrive, though, so he's not going to have that speed boost. And, yeah, there's just not enough time for him to put that flag in. So we're going to go into the overtime at a 0-0 score.
I was about to say, I was going to at least get a little bit closer, but yeah, he called that right. He was way too far away, but was a nice play from Nation towards the end. If they had more time, might have been able to get that. I think there was one player coming up that Z cut, but
Killa's only using one perk. It's pretty interesting. So he's reflex, long barrel, quick draw, and stock on his ICR.
A loaded out ICR, but again, the ICR gets the M8 at range. I was about to say the M8 is just going to control you. And then even up close with the ICR, you know, imagine has the upper edge. The M8 gets a lucky one burst. Like, it's just over. And so Killa's struggling right now at 4 and 8. Looking at him to potentially just switch things up or maybe switch up his play style.
You know, the thing that I really think that makes the L, or not the L card, the ICR viable is that high caliber attachment. Of course, that was banned out. So I think that's the key attachment to make the ICR a bit more, or give it some more kill potential. But I want to go ahead and switch over to Ricky. He has this Vision Pulse available to use. There's one player right around the corner. He doesn't know it just yet, but that's going to be Merc. And both these teams throughout most of this map, they're just trying to fill each other out, you know. Merc, he's going to let these guys slide. Ooh, I thought he was going to let him pass and maybe try to sneak through the enemy base, but he's just go ahead, pick up the kill. 3 go down for Complexity. Parasite last on life. Does get spotted by Merc. Shots go down, and Parasite just backs up. He also has an Annihilator ready to use. I think most of these players have their specialists available.
Yeah, and then, you know, the situation Merc was just in, it's very problematic when you're trying to go for sneaks just because it's a situation where even if you let him go by, you know, if anyone on your team picks up a kill, then they're going to spawn right back at that flag. And then, of course, if your team doesn't have any control, then you die in their base. Then there's just going to be setting them up for a counter cap. So I think the smart decision right there is to go for that kill. But then you never know. Really, Nation had the best opportunity to get a score on the board. And, of course, they were playing passively the entire time. As soon as they start making moves, we saw Embo, if you had just another, you know, 5-6 seconds on the clock, potentially would have been able to get that flag.
Yeah, Embos went on quite an adventure here. So he was near the hangar area of the map, decided to, you know, instead of being sneaky towards the Complexity flag, pushed him towards Mansion. Didn't really find anyone. Just some bad, unlucky timing overall, but the flag does get pulled. Merc, he's going to miss some key shots here. Parasite might be able to slip away. Flag indicate, oh, he shoots the wrong corner, pushes in with the L car. Doesn't pick up the kill. Parasite might get away with this. Does have the Annihilator in his back pocket. His teammates clearing out the area ahead of him. Embos trying to get some shots down. Parasite does not duck in time. Embos needs to go huge here. Unable to do so. Where are these guys from Nation spawning? Over near the hangar side of the map. Ricky is here to shut it down, and he has some great positioning to work with. It's going to be Miracles running this to the Mansion side of the map.
That was the perfect Vision Pulse as well. Ricky was going to be the player to make the stop, but it looks like Parasite and Nameless were able to come back. Nameless, of course, pulled out that sight. So interesting stuff to potentially stop that from getting out, but we can see Merc missed some shots. The flag gets out, and then there's just nothing you can do. So Complexity able to capitalize on, well, probably the only and biggest mistake we've seen so far in this match and take that 1-0 lead.
Dude, I didn't even notice that Nameless is 20-9 right now. He's on an 8 spree. He's got a lightning strike. He's got a Hellstorm missile. Working towards the talent, I think that last score streak is, as Miracles, he's going to find 2 kills there, I believe, and there we go. He's going to use the Hellstorm here aggressively, finds one at the base, doesn't pick up the kill. So Blackjack, it gives you the ability to tank a Hellstorm, maybe if it's not close enough, but now he's only needs 75 more points. Nameless really turning out to be a factor. He's on a 9 speed right now.
I want to see a clip of that, like in real life. A missile raining down from the sky, guy hanging out 20 feet away and just continues to run away from it. That would be insane to watch. That's superhero level stuff. It's absolutely insane. Of course, though, minute and 45 seconds left. Now you can see Nation, they can't afford to play passively like they were before. They got to get aggressive, but the one time they did it on the last half, they were able to nearly get a cap, so they're going to get a flag pull, and Embos is going to be running this rocks. Of course, you can see his team did not get good enough coverage. They let the flank come in from bunker, and it looks like the players from Complexity are going to be there in time. Merc, though, able to wrap all the way back, able to get the first gunfight. Study and Parasite showing up in the kill feed as well. Embo's barely escaping with his life, and that is actually going to be a tie game, surprisingly so. Just enough gunfights got one. Merc, of course, getting that intro. Study going a 5 streak is not going to hurt a thing.
Yeah, that was a great opportunity for Nation there to score, and they completely capitalized on that. Nameless trying to save things with that lightning strike, but it didn't pick up a single kill. And, of course, we all know you get more than a fair warning when the other team decides to call him that lightning strike. But now, less than a minute to remain, both teams have a flag on board, and you got to wonder, maybe Complexity should have played a little bit more defensively and covered their base a little bit, harder.
Even so, you could also say Nation should be playing more aggressively. Again, whenever they get a flag pull, they've been very successful in doing so. They've just been stuck too long in their base. Like we saw Study, they got the flag cap at a minute and a half left. He was on a 5-kill streak, still sitting at the 5-kill streak. Of course, Nameless, though, going to come flying across. He was one of the players that was turning around for Complexity again. Yeah, he just went on A streak. Now he's trying to build stuff back up again. He is sitting at double positive, but 20 seconds left. Study able to get that first pick. He's now just 100 points away from breaking into that lightning, but 15 seconds left on the match. I'm not sure if anyone's going to be pushing anywhere on this map.
Yeah, I wouldn't push anywhere near Study. I think the Complexity guys are smart enough to figure out what Study is doing, that he's got to be pretty close to these score streaks. Now, you could argue that these may not have as big of an impact on the game as they did in Black Ops 2, but I think the Hellstorm missile certainly can be used as a catalyst on the aggressive side of things, or even defensively as well.
Yeah, and if I recall, we're trying to remember like 12 and a half hours worth of Call of Duty gameplay today, but I think this is the first overtime / round 11, any really intense moments that we've had so far, and of course this could potentially be the final game of the night. Of course, Complexity right now is up 2-1 in the series. Nation backs against the wall. Of course, we saw a bit of success when they're playing aggressively, though. They're from either side able to nearly get a flag pull out. So what are they going to do in OT? I'm excited to see.
Yeah, we'll find out. Usually at the beginning times of CTF, of course, they fill each other out, but really Killa and Ricky struggling a little bit, so they kind of cancel each other out on either team. But Nameless is having the game of his life right now, 24 and 13. You saw him already get some score streaks, but once again, Study's so close. He's going to get chopped here, takes down Nameless, so he gets the lightning strike, 50 points away from the Hellstorm missile, and this is going to be great for Nation. There's so many ways you could use these score streaks as Study. He's just content. Sitting down, these streaks can be very beneficial for his team. And Nameless, he's playing pretty paranoid right now. He's backing all the way up towards his base. And, Complexity, they're pushed quite far up. Nation, they don't have much control right now.
Honestly, if I was Study, I would call on the lightning strike to try and pick up the Hellstorm just to get closer to the Cerberus. Like, you might as well. You can see how passively he's playing. Might as well attempt to do some damage with it. Gonna have a player to shoot him in back. Player not going to be able to turn on him. Now just 25 points away from the Cerberus, and that is a streak that could potentially change the game.
Yeah, that's 3 down for Complexity. Nameless, the last one alive. He's all the way across the map. And Study's going to elect to play a bit of defense here because they haven't seen Nameless really yet much during this overtime, so he's a bit worried that he might be near their base as Embos takes down Nameless. Now Study has that free roam to push up. Embos still with this Annihilator in his back pocket. He's trying to help out this Nation push, but he's the only person here. Check out the minimap. All 3 of his teammates really quite far back at his flag.
And I don't agree with this at all. Study right now is 25 points away from a Cerberus. He picks up a kill with either of his streaks. He gets it. Now he's playing passively, letting his teammates try and do something at the flag, but then they're playing this in a 3-on-4. Like a Hellstorm and a Lightning Strike combination. Obviously, this is a very idealistic situation, but you can pick up 4 kills. Like, obviously, again, Hail Mary type thing, but like, why not go for it? Because Study literally hasn't done a single thing for what, like a minute and a half? And of course, now he gets spotted out, gets dropped, doesn't get the Cerberus. What was the point of that entire life?
It's kind of like the same situation Sharp was in earlier in that TK game, except Sharp didn't wind up even getting any of those streaks. As we move back over to Killa, his struggles continue, but he's pretty much canceled out by Ricky's troubles as well. Both of them not rising to the occasion of this game. 2 fall for Nation. It's going to be Miracles pushing in from the fire pit. He gets shut down, and I see a lot of players still with their specialist abilities ready to use, but none of them really hit. He gets shut down, and I see a lot of players still with their specialist abilities ready to use, but none of them really choosing to whip them out just yet.
I feel like they're just waiting for the perfect moment, and you got to force it, make something happen. Like, don't let your dreams be dreams. Like, attack what you want in life, and these guys want nothing more in life right now than to win this match, because obviously it's going on right in front of them. But it does appear that, again, Complexity is going to be the one pushing the most aggressively. Parasite finally able to touch the flag after, more than 2.5 minutes into it. Of course, though, he does have to outrun the opposing team. There's also so many red arrows on the map from that Psychosis. Finally, they're going to disappear. Still, though, we saw this previously, the overextending coming in from bunker side. Last time Nation was able to cap. Parasite should be able to get this one in unless someone from Nation goes who's. You see they're trying to counterpull. Killa able to touch it. He's going to get dropped immediately by Complexity, and Parasite able to slide it in at the end. So there you have it. 3 minutes and 8 seconds is the time to beat. Finally, Complexity was able to make something happen.
So I had the camera there on Study. I was really wondering if he was going to use any of the score streaks there, maybe to prevent it, but it looks like Nation is comfortable with, what was it, like 3 minutes and 8 seconds left? Or on the clock. Yep, the time to beat, 3 minutes, 8 seconds. So let's see if Nation is up to the challenge. I got to scroll through these Complexity players. Is anybody close to some streaks? Only Parasite, and that's because he got the flag cap there at the end. So if you're on Nation, #1 player you got to kill right now is Parasite.
Definitely going to be looking for them to do that, but of course the play style is going to be coming into effect. Of course, Nation, again, when they were playing aggressively earlier, things were paying off for them. So, 2 minutes and 50 seconds to work with. They don't want to make any huge mistakes at the rip, but still at some point they're going to have to go into desperation mode if they don't make anything happen. And of course, Complexity, you can see, very happy to have at least 2 players at all time, pretty much just sitting back in control of that flag area.
Yeah, I like what Parasite's doing here. Is choosing to just kind of control one area to try to get his streaks, as opposed to what Study was doing, as waiting all the way back in the base. At least if you push up somewhat, you can control like a fairly important power position or something. As Study, he's controlling Mansion right now. You see Complexity, they're stuck in this base. This would be a great opportunity to use the Lightning Strike and start a push for his team.
Just to do anything, he is going to get taken down, but he did just go on another 5 streak. When Study is moving around the map, he has been quite a factor through this game. Again, we've seen a life where he goes 1.5 minutes without getting a kill, and still he is only just slightly behind Nameless and Parasite in terms of kills. He has 23 to his name, not doing too shabby for KD at all. Still, though, it is going to be up to Nation to push aggressively through Mansion. There is one player potentially going to be going for a sneak once again. That was actually Merc, and, well, Ricky, that was his game plan earlier. He's going to be prepared for it. Nation going to get stopped, at least for the moment.
I think Nation just needs to give up on this Mansion side of the map. Push all the way over towards the hangar, but it's going to be a pull from Parasite, and of course if they cap this, they win the game. 1:30, there's going to be one player trying to get a line of sight on Parasite. The nade goes out. He does get a hit mark on it, but Parasite continuing to run the 2. Study, he's got to use the streaks right here. They can't allow him to cap this. You see the Lightning Strike being called in. Does get actually his teammate. That's not how you want to do it, and there you go, Complexity. They are going to take out Nation.
Oh, man. That's a hell of a way to lose. Well, he had the streaks for a solid, 4 or 5 minutes through those final 2 sides. He does call him in when he had to. Then he kills a teammate, gets killed right after. Flat Cat comes in, and Complexity finally able to close that one down. But that's going to do it for us. Will Troba looking good. Mr. X and Maven looking good as well. Take it away, guys.
That game.
Did Study think he could save his streaks for map 5?
Well, clearly not, but then he was like, maybe I should have. Actually.
He held on them for too long. I thought he was going to use them to stop that cap in the first overtime. Thought he could get it done with the M8. Comes up short. Finally uses one late in the game. And
at least he's
kill.
One in that position.
Right.
Yeah. You draw it to sudden death if they tie that one at 0-0. Then you just held on to him a little too long.
Yeah, perhaps looking a little bit too much for that golden opportunity, because there was a lot on the line. They were tied in the first half, in the very beginning of the map. Things were getting a little bit antsy.
And don't get me wrong, not knocking Study. He played unbelievably. He ran apartments. He had that locked down throughout most of the game. It was just really just a streak usage. A little questionable. Thought maybe he could have come up with a big play, but he had a fantastic game. Unfortunately, team falls a bit short, but the story for this, you expect Complexity to win. We thought 3-0. They've dropped that first game in pretty commanding fashion. They bounced back 3 straight incredible stuff.
It was the VMP ban. The VMP ban.
I think that's it.
Killa that last map struggled. The uplink struggled. Once they got rid of the VMP, really threw Nation off.
Yeah, when something that crucial comes up in the very first game you play in a tournament, whether it's qualifiers or anything, it's a little bit worrisome on Nation's side because they still have to play a match. They have to climb out from elimination now. And, you know, whoever's going to be there, all these other teams in Group D, they're going to check it out. Well, let's get a quick recap. We're done with all the matches today. We had quite a few. We had a first look at every team in the 16 that are here for the Call of Duty World League qualifiers. Let's take a look at what happened in North America. Group A, Optic, of course, taking that win. No big surprise.
Nope. And I actually think the large surprise, probably the biggest one of the day, down at the bottom, Apotheon able to take out E6. Group B saw Rise take care of 3s up. Still a close one. Elevate, we saw them take care of Luminosity. That's when we thought Luminosity was probably favored in.
And then on the other side of things, you weren't sure what Envious you would get. You've seen them struggle in scrims.
Got a pretty good one.
You'd seen them fight each other a bit. The slasher battle with Aches are back and forth. They get the W. Then looking down, TK, DT, one of our big matchups on the day. TK pulls it out onto Group D. FaZe, are they going to show up? Are they going to be the same team in Black Ops 3? So far, so good. And you just saw Complexity able to pull it out with a 3-1 victory over Nation.
Yeah, and all these matchups had great stories. All these matchups had great highlights. Lots of things to talk about and look back upon. But this is only one match per team so far. We still, you know, every team, you got to win 2 to get in. If you lose 2, you're out. So some teams now already in danger. We're going to find out as we move forward. So how does the rest of the weekend look? Let's see what's in store for tomorrow. We have 8 matches again tomorrow, and it's the weekend here in North America. So everyone can be happy and just lounge around and watch Call of Duty. It's going to be a fantastic Saturday. I mean, it is.
At least I'm not working. Wait, I am working.
But it's going to be fun.
But you get to watch.
Yes.
So it's okay. We're going to kick things off with Orbit versus E6. Both teams on the verge. It's going to be an elimination match, and it's followed again by another elimination match, Happy Hour versus Nation. Then we go down the line, CLG versus Dream Team, then 3s up, Luminosity, and then we start going into qualification matches. The first one up is Rise Nation versus Elevate.
I think the toughest one out of those, that 3s up Luminosity, that's going to be a slugfest. I think CLG Dream Team will be pretty close. I mean, all those eliminator matches are very close.
Yeah, I mean, the easiest way, I think, to look at this from a schedule perspective tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific, we're kicking it off. The first 4 matches are all going to be to stay alive, basically.
Oh, yeah.
The bottom 4 are all going to be to qualify. Winner of that is going to be in the CWL for next year. Incredible stuff.
So we'll have 4 Pro Division teams by tomorrow night.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, it will be very interesting to see which teams are going to come up. And, of course, this weekend, it's not just happening here in North America already. We've had some matches happening throughout the world for the Call of Duty World League. So for North America, you can catch all the matches on twitch.tv/Call of Duty Alpha. And then down the line, you got Call of Duty Charlie and, of course, Call of Duty Bravo for Australia, New Zealand, and Europe, respectively. You know, if you just decide it's the weekend, you want to stay up nonstop and watch every single match, you can. It's possible.
Don't sleep. Stay up.
Yeah. Well, I probably get some sleep, but Maven says do it, so just do it.
Yes.
Take his
I've
word
seen him
on
stay
it.
up for like 48 hours for you can do it. If
It
you
is
put your
possible.
mind to it, you can do anything.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast today. We had a lot of matches. Don't forget to go back, check out the VODs, check out the highlights. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, to find out who gets eliminated and who are the first 4 teams in North America to get a chance to play in the Call of Duty World League.